What's up, fellow dropshippers? Welcome to our video. I'm Paul. This is Chad. We are from thehustlehusbands.com, where we talk about eBay dropshipping, e-commerce, and entrepreneurship. And today we are talking about
horror stories. We all have them. Horrible customers, negative feedback, bad reviews. What do? How do you deal with it? So we're going to talk about some nightmares we've been through, and please feel free, guys, to share your horror stories below so we can all commiserate together.
Right. So why we're talking about this is because I've been dealing with this crazy woman who's mad at me for putting her name and shipping address on the package that was sent to her. Think about that. How would it get to her without it?
Crazy people.
But sometimes you can't speak logically to these people. They're just way out there. They're mad about anything, and they're just trying to get some money out of you.
Yep.
So
I had this guy who shipped in this really expensive, heavy power tool. He contacts us, says he didn't get it. Okay, it happens sometimes. Tracked the shipping, says that he received it. He said, no, it was just an empty box. There's nothing in the box. I said, all right, dude, okay. So I checked the shipping weight, and it was a heavy box. So I contacted him to see what was up. He said, oh no, it wasn't actually a box. It was a wooden crate, an empty wooden crate that they just delivered to my house. So this guy's obviously trying to play us and doing a pretty bad job of doing it. So, I contacted our seller. They said, no, we don't ship anything in wooden crates. Ultimately, eBay refunded the guy. We got our negative feedback removed, no defaults or anything like that. But to this day, I want to drive to that dude's house in Kentucky and leave a flaming bag of dog poop on his front doorstep.
yeah, we all have ones like that. I have one where this guy bought from us a kid's play gardening set. It was like cheap plastic dowel and rake and hoe. Not you. And it was it was for kids. Like, go out with your kid and they can garden with you. Like cheap stuff. And then the guy left negative feedback saying, this is like a kid's toy. And I was like, yeah, it is a kid's toy.
Yeah, literally a kid's toy.
And I tried to explain that to him. He's like, no, you advertised it as a like a real set. I said, no, it clearly says it's a kid's toy. And so then I called eBay, and they said, oh, it's his opinion. And I said, no, like, it pisses me off so much because it's not an opinion. It's a fact that it's a kid's toy.
Did we ever get that negative feedback removed?
Yeah, eventually. It was very sneaky, though, how I got it removed. But
that's a story for another day.
This is another thing that happens a lot, where they say, oh my gosh, like, this drives me nuts. So they say, like, oh, I can't bring it back because there's no FedEx or UPS near me. And I always Google where they live and see how far it is. Yeah. Sometimes they're telling the truth. Most of the time, they're not. And I always send them the address. I don't do that. I want to do that, but I know it's just going to annoy them and piss them off.
Yeah.
If they've already left me negative feedback, I'll do it.
Paul gets a little crazy with some of these customers. Yeah. So sometimes I have to talk him off the edge of a cliff because he just wants to.
Well, because you always get that. I have once a month I get that guy who refuses to return it because he says, oh, it was delivered to my friend, and then my friend drove 8 hours into the woods to my cabin where I live, and I'm nowhere near civilization, so I can't return it. Like, seriously?
We also get a lot of phone calls from the same people. It drives me nuts. And Paul actually, so we have multiple eBay stores, and on the one that Paul recently made, he put my personal phone number on the contacts.
Yep.
So it's been a nightmare. This one guy from Texas has been calling nonstop looking for his, I forget even what it is. Mm-hmm. It's driving me crazy. But actually, we found a new service called Grasshopper. You guys can check it out if you want. We've used Google Voice since the beginning, but that can be frustrating too. Even if it's not your personal number, it still routes the call to your phone, so you have to deal with your phone ringing off the hook nonstop, at least if you have enough customers, which is a pain. So Grasshopper, it's a little pricey, and some of the features cost more money than you think they should, But for us, it works out because it's better than our phones blowing up all day. So we'll put a link below to that, right?
We'll put a link. But if anyone knows something better, please let us know. Because like I
Yes.
said, we do feel like it's a little expensive. I'm not crazy about the way it works. I don't think it works too well. So if anyone knows something better, please let us know. And the reason why that happens a lot is because sometimes somebody will call eBay and say, I want this seller's contact information. It really annoys me, that policy, because they can just message me or email me. They don't have to call. This, like, for instance, this one woman, we sent her a flag, American flag, and the pole, when it arrived, was broken. She was deaf, so she had to... For some reason, she didn't email me, which would have been logical to do. She instead got an interpreter, and then the interpreter called me. But she called every day for a week, 5 times a day. Oh, yeah, 3 or 4 times a day. Yeah. Asking about this flag, if I could send another one, when would it send? And I kept saying, like, you have to ship it back. And then she's like, she did ship it back, but she just shipped back the rod, not the flag part. And I said, you can't just do that. You got to ship back the whole thing. It's just a mess. And
she was right in the Bronx, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes if they're close, I'm tempted to just drive over and be like, hey, what's going on? Why are you causing such a mess here?
Yeah. Yeah. We actually... there's this website. It's called sendabagofpoop.com or something like that.
Yeah.
I think there's one that's even more, like, very inappropriate. And you can send them this, like, these gag gifts, but I'm always tempted to send these to some of my customers who really, really annoy me. Like that one woman was like complaining about the shipping address being on the package. She kept like saying like I'm stealing her identity and stuff, and she kept being like really mean to me. And I'm always tempted to say like you shouldn't annoy me too much because you don't know where I live, but I know where you live.
Yeah, and Paul is crazy, so y'all should watch out. And on that note. Anyway. It's been great. Any more stories to share?
Well, we should like do something productive with this video.
Yeah. So dealing with bad customers, kill them with kindness. Customers always right, even when they're very clearly not. Deal with these things really quickly. Otherwise, they can close a case, and there's not much you can do.
Right. So, yeah. So I had this case like a couple of weeks ago where this woman. She received an item, there's something wrong with it, I think it might have been damaged, it was cheap, she was emailing me, so I just said, you know what, just open up a return case and I'll refund you. She was really mad. So she opened up a return case while I was at work. I got on my lunch break an hour later on my computer, I see I had 10 emails from her. She's like, you promised you'd refund me, blah, 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 where is it, you promised you'd refund me, blah, blah, blah. Then she closed the return within an hour.
Yeah,
before I had a chance to even respond. So the faster the better, but some of them are just crazy and irrational.
Yeah, so either you or get your VAs to be on it, very responsive. And then also in terms of removing negative feedback, just keep trying. You know, if your VA calls and it doesn't seem like the eBay representative is going to work with you, just hang up and call again a little later. 9 times out of 10 you can, find a way to get it removed.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that's it, right? Again, share your horror stories below so we can read them. If you're into us, subscribe, like, click the bell, ding ding.
If you guys have any questions about eBay dropshipping or about our puppy, leave them in the comments below. We will answer them on Tuesday. We have a live Q&A every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on our YouTube channel. If you want to make sure you don't miss that, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that little bell. It will give you an alert on your phone every time we go live so that you guys don't miss that. Sometimes we accidentally go live when we don't mean to, and we drop some real knowledge that we never meant to reveal on YouTube. So the only way you'll get that is if you subscribe and hit that bell, because we delete those videos when we're done. So that's an inside tip. Thanks guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. If you guys have any questions about eBay dropshipping, leave them in the comments below.
I like your
if you guys have any, it will give you an alert on your phone.
Your gestures are very presidential.